Do you dread the holidays? Do you find that everyone else is all holiday cheer and you are just hoping to freaking get through the season? If that is you, if you hate the holidays, if you have a hard time, if they are lonely or discouraging or depressing, then stick around because this video is for you and I'm going to tell you 7 very practical and simple ways to help you get through this holiday season. Stick around. Hey y'all, welcome back. In case you are new here or you don't know me, my name is Dr. Allison and I'm a licensed clinical psychologist, and I've seriously made it my jam and my life mission to really simplify psychology, to break down the science and teach you what I know as a psychologist because I want you to live a healthier and more meaningful life. You deserve that. Now, we are right on the edge of the holiday season, and for some people, this is the most magical and wonderful time of year. But for other people, and maybe for you, the holidays are really hard. I'm already starting to hear about that in my office, in my practice, about people dreading the holidays. And you're not alone. If this season sucks, if it's really hard for you, then we are going to talk about, I'm giving you 7 practical ways to help you get through this season with a little bit of your sanity left and a little bit of your mood still intact. All right, here we go. The first thing I want you to do is acknowledge it. Acknowledge that the holidays are difficult for you. That cliche phrase, acknowledging you have a problem is the first step toward recovery, or whatever that phrase is, like that's true with so many things. Acknowledging that something exists and that you're feeling it is an important and critical step to be able to deal with it. So if you watched my recent video on emotional check-ins, then you know I'm not a big fan of just saying, I feel bad. The holidays feel bad. Bad is not an emotion. So I want you to challenge yourself to be specific and be descriptive about what you're feeling as we move into this holiday season. How do you feel around the holidays? Do you tend to feel overwhelmed, alone, anxious, depressed, discouraged? Those words, those descriptive emotion words are important. So don't just say you feel bad. Challenge yourself to really think about what emotions the holidays bring up, because that is going to give you a greater ability and power to be able to deal with those emotions and move forward. Number 2, change your language. If you are a regular here on my channel, then you know I'm a big fan of words matter. The language we use and how we talk to ourselves, it makes a big difference. So if you tend to say, I hate the holidays suck, then I'm going to ask you to do something a little bit different. Change your language. Now, I'm not going to ask you to say, I love the holidays are magical, right? This isn't about being delusional or, positive in a way that's just ridiculous. That I'm not about that. But what I want you to do is to use language that's more accurate, but also that leaves a little bit of room for things to shift. So that might be, the holidays tend to be difficult for me. I often struggle this time of year. The holidays are not usually the best time for me. I tend to feel lonely or overwhelmed around the holiday season. That language leaves some room that things could be different. Doesn't mean you're going to love the holidays, but it's almost like when you say you hate something, it leaves no room for something else. So imagine that you hate broccoli and you go to a meal and all they're serving is broccoli, all right? Like there's nothing you can do, broccoli's on the plate. Now, what do you think is going to make the meal more enjoyable if you say, well, I don't tend to like broccoli, but all right, I'm going to do my best? Or do you think the meal is going to be easier if the entire way through you say, I hate broccoli, I hate broccoli, I hate broccoli, right? That is going to make that meal a lot more difficult. It'll probably be difficult no matter what. But that language of just, constantly being sort of rigid and highlighting how you hate it, that does not help you feel better. So change your language. Acknowledge that you struggle. They tend to be difficult or overwhelming, but soften that just a little bit because it might just leave some room for a tiny bit of shifting. Number 3, give up what doesn't serve you. If there is something this season that you hate, you dread, it is so incredibly difficult, I want you to give yourself permission to step out, say no, not go, and not do it. If you know that something is not healthy for you emotionally, that it leaves you in a place of feeling really awful or really isolated and really alone, get creative with ways that you can either not do that thing or do that thing less. If your family has a 5-hour meal that 2 hours in turns into, World War III, then commit to leaving early. And that might ruffle some feathers, but it doesn't serve you to be there for 5 hours when 3 of them are disastrous. So leave early. If you go to this social invitation every year, but you don't like it, it feels fake, it feels artificial, and you just feel judged when you're there, give that up. It doesn't serve you. Don't just power through and keep doing what doesn't work. This year, this holiday season, do it differently. And if there is something that feels awful, that drains your tank, then allow yourself to exit, step out, and don't do it. Now, I'm going to follow this one up real quick before you misunderstand. Number 4 is do not isolate. Let me tell you about something that is well documented in the research. When we feel crappy, we tend to isolate. And the more we isolate, the worse we feel. The worse we feel, the more we isolate. You know where this goes. When you're struggling, do not isolate, hole up, burrito in your blanket, and just check out this holiday season. I know that might seem like you'll feel better if you do that, but you won't. That is proven by the research. So do not isolate. You can't just avoid and skip everything. That's not what that last one was about. If you struggle, if you dread the holidays, if you have a hard time, then let the people in your life know. You don't have to let all of them know. Find a couple, 1 or 2 people that you trust to say, hey, the holidays tend to be really difficult for me, and I kind of tend to sort of fall off the face of the earth, but I need people. I know I need support. Dr. Allison told me so. So ask for them to check in on you or schedule some time to be around people a little bit more. You don't have to be the life of the party, but do not hole up at home. It will not make the holiday season any easier for you. I promise. Number 5, do something kind, helpful, or good for someone else. There is a lot of research out there on what we call pro-social behavior, and this is about doing something kind, good, helpful, intentionally for someone else. This can have major implications, of course, on the mood of someone else, but we also know that it has big implications on the mood of the doer. I will never forget years ago, this isn't like some, woo, look at me moment, but I bought coffee for this older man in front of me in line at Starbucks, and I will never forget, I felt like I was on a high for the rest of the day. This small act of kindness, which cost me like $2, brought me so much joy. And so if the holidays are hard for you, do something kind for others. This doesn't have to be about money. This can be about time. This can be about effort. This can just be about having a conversation and looking someone in the eye when you're, having some sort of exchange or interaction. Just do something kind for someone else. Could be volunteering, could be with animals, could be doing a toy drive, could be shoveling your neighbor's driveway. It doesn't have to be big, but that pro-social behavior will have huge implications for your mood. All right, we're nearing the end. Number 6, schedule something that you would look forward to smack dab in the middle of the holidays. There is some research that talks about the benefits of scheduling, and I love thinking about this with a vacation. Most people think about the vacation itself as what's so amazing and awesome, but really there's some research that suggests scheduling the vacation, having it on the calendar, and having that build up and that anticipation is just as beneficial for your mood as the actual vacation. So if you dread the holidays, think of something, whether it's holiday related or not, that you would enjoy, that you would look forward to, and get it on the calendar. Pick a date, pick a time, and stay committed to that. Because as the holiday season moves and you might be struggling, you have that thing to look forward to. You have that time that you know is going to fill up your tank. Don't just say, I'll get around to it. Make it a priority. Get it on the calendar and have that thing that you look forward to as a way to sort of pull you through the holiday season. And the last thing that I want you to know is know that this season is not merry for everyone. I hear this a lot in my office that, I'm the only one. And sometimes I wish that all the people in this office could get together and all the people out there in the world could really have an open, honest conversation. Because I think what you would find is more people are struggling than you think. More people are dreading the holidays, are overwhelmed, or feeling stressed out or lonely, but it doesn't look like that on the outside or doesn't look like that on social media. But I promise, because I hear that from people all day, every day, the holidays can be hard for people. So if it looks like everyone else is, holiday cheer and ho, 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 and just loving everything, winter, festive, holidays, they aren't. I promise you are not alone, and you are not the only one struggling this holiday season. Sometimes we can't just make things better, and that's not my job. That's not what I want to do, because whatever you're feeling this holiday season, it matters. It's important. Don't squash it. Don't power through. Don't act like it's not there. Take care of your feelings. Notice that they're there. Change some of the language. Get intentional about how you spend your time and what you're doing this holiday season, because it matters. If there's anything that you have found particularly helpful to get you through the holidays, if this season is hard, leave it in a comment below so that other people can feel encouraged and supported, and also maybe learn from you. If you have any questions, I do my best to answer them in the comments. And also, please know, if this season is hard for you, if the holidays just feel dreadful and overwhelming, I'm thinking of you, and you are stronger and more resilient than you realize. All right, I say this every single time. Thank you so much for being here this week with me on my channel. I appreciate it. If you want more good stuff like this, especially if this season is difficult for you, head over to my website, drallisonanswers.com. There's a lot of good stuff there that I don't share here on YouTube. Of course, like this video. That helps me know what you want more of, and subscribe to my channel, because then you'll be the very first to know about brand new videos. Thank you so much. Be good to yourself this holiday season. Bye-bye.